In this video, we will see what type of methodologies are present when it comes to level design and what are these mapping and concept art, how this level design is useful to in making certain properties which is attached to the gameplay. So you guys would have seen in which we can walk, run, can jump above a ledge or something, stones, all these things. But we cannot climb on the wall. But in Assassin's Creed, at certain positions we can able to climb. Certain positions we can able to slide, and all these things are possible. So one by one we will discuss in this video. So the main goal is to give examples of various approaches that a level designer can adopt. Actually, this depends on the situation. What the situation demands, what type of methodology the person need to use, what type of design can be used in the game development, what kind of design, level design is incorporated in the gameplay. So all these things come there. So there are lots of many well-defined methodologies present when it comes to level design. So as per the requirement we can choose. So this can be documented. So whatever the designer have determined, this will be documented. So as we will be working in group, the person need to explain this to other people. This gives them an idea how this game is going to work around all these things. Okay. So most people would be familiar with another map. Okay. So where we will be giving a detailed map of a certain game. So for example, this is a map, another map which is present for stolen game. So it's a kind of a olden game. So you guys can see there is a survey camera present which is annotated, and for example hacking, you can see that there is a H symbol. So we will be starting from here and there will be guards present here. Okay, so closed doors will be kept like this, open door will be colored red brown. So camera, okay, and lockpick will be there given. So second stage, third stage, okay. So all these things, steel cut, everything is presented. So we will be discussing about this in detail. So this is a method widely used along the game industry. So one of the most important kind of documentation. So it can be described where the level design is described through a gameplay. Okay, all the physical spaces will be divided, all the physical spaces will be in the level will be breakdown, and it is described in a neat way which can be understood by many, even a person who is playing the game for the first time, the person who is trying to learn about the game for the first time. So all it will be helpful for them. Okay. So this is often done when creating a map on the paper. For any design, your graphics design or your 3D design, art is the most important thing. So first, it starts with the paperwork. There are people who would be artists who will be present, and they will be depending on the scenarios given by the concerned person, they will be sketching it out in the paper. So it will be pencil and paper work, and they will be giving the legend for the particular. For example, if there is a camera, it will be given a legend. If there is a chest which is having treasure, it will be given the legend. So once this is given, so what happens is that once it is designed, it will be developed even further. Okay, which indicates what kind of rooms it is, what kind of gameplay it will be having. So this is very efficient. This will be giving a very good idea what is really happening, what is really the game is providing, or going to be the end output. Okay, so the other team members will be having the good idea, they will be receiving a good data, useful data. Okay, this is a good starting point where this kind of documentation can help us to retrieve good information. So next you will be seeing this is the space. You can see that this red mark, you can make sure that this is the space. In this space we are going to work around. Okay, this is taken from this particular your company is a game analyst. So here this is the space we are going to work around. Okay, so here whatever we are going to, this is what the space I was talking about. We need to come up with a space inside which we are going to develop the game. Okay, the gameplay. Okay, the level is going to design inside this particular space. Okay, so this is the book art. If people would have bought this Jefferson Coed or version, they would have got this book. They would have got this art also. This is the concept art. You guys know what concept art. For example, you can see that this particular scene has been sketched in pencil. Okay, different type of scenes has been sketched, and this has been done in the coloring. So this will be given as the output in 3D. This particular Tetra city, so it will be given as the output in 3D render. So depending on these data, the output will be given to. So this is from paperwork to sketchwork, from sketchwork to the coloring, and then from there the 3D information, based rendering output will be given. Okay, so as you can see here, so in this particular diagram, so you can see there is a number 2 where there is a particular character Anya. So this is the level 4. Okay, so this gameplay is a stealth gameplay, heavily depends on weighted for stealth mode. Okay, so this game where you shouldn't be getting caught with the guards or camera. Okay, so first the particular character will be in an outside area where the particular character can see the buildings, houses, all these things. Okay, from the gap you can see that. Okay, all these things. Then once the player approaches the cable car dock without being spotted using stealth mechanics, a route is available above the roofs, and that is where the several trucks or number of holes final jump cannot be made. So here, to finalize the route, the player needs to get near a forklift truck and raise its fork that are holding a pallet. So once it is done, they can able to enter the vent. So here there will be several guards guarding. So you can see G. So the particular player need to avoid these the guard points. Okay, so key positions. Okay, so they can the player can get into the main entrance of the docking to evade the guards sticking to the shadow, but there will be no way in from the ground. Okay, so there can be alternative route that is around the edge of the compound. Okay, in such a way she can evade the guards patrolling, somehow get past the guard at the checkpoint. Okay, so then comes the 3. Okay, docking bay. So the player can find the cable car inside, which is not reachable. Then this little tower gives access to its lock, and a gantry connects to the cable car, but it's too high to be reached. So this is the destination actually. So the ledge route along the walls in the room leads the player to a vent. Okay, system high up and can be reached by ledge. Okay, so this is how we can able to uh, design the particular level. Okay, so a special assets needed here are interactive objects or two kind of positions. So depending on the gameplay, what kind of resource we need for the gameplay, we can include. Okay, so for forklift model, so general things, engines, sound engines, forklift sound engines, sound that is when we are rising it, what kind of sound it will be creating. So all these things will be there. So then if you see the concept art, so this is where this is the concept for art for that particular level. Okay, so even more information. This is isometric view. So there is a more information will be present depending on this particular art. Okay, so what happens is that, so with this particular detail, so you can see that what kind of details this will be rendered to 2D. This is a very old and game where the graphics is not as of what you can expect from today's game, but you can see this has a very good idea of how the game will be looking like. So this will be given. This is a visual guide of the entertainment environment and its content. Okay, so this is the visual guide to the environment and its content. So you can see that when dangers, when so much information is collected in a limited amount of documents, what real danger here is that may become a too cumbersome. So it is difficult. Lot of details will be there and lot of work need to be carried out. So inflexible level design is a problematic for all parties involved. So it can be a developer, programmer, whoever it might be. So it will be hard to keep up to date, may provide too much information for some but too little for others. So the level design document should be in such a way that it is appropriate. It is still may require further explanatory documents, visual support, some of which will be discussed from the following. So for example, flowchart. You can see that this is a flowchart. So to avoid the clunkiness which is present in annotation map, to avoid certain cases, so what we can do is that we can express this level design progression to flowchart. So there are many positive things with respect to the flowchart. We can create and modify quickly. It is also very important that it is very flexible. They are much better able to express condition data. Okay, so logical check, so all these things. Okay, so for example, here you can see that first the player enters the room, then player is free to roam, and central pressure plate activated. So again, if this is happening, if yes, so lock entrance and release two guards come back. Okay, so then if one guard is defeated, drop item 1. If second guard is defeated, drop item 2. They can go for player has both items, unlock the door. So then or else the cutscene will be shown, or else again it will be going back here. Okay, if central pressure is not activated, it's a kind of a loop where they will be freely roaming. Okay, so you can see here. Okay, so this is what a flowchart can do. This is how detailed this flowchart can be, so that how well the information is shared, how well it can be captured by the particular information can be captured by the particular people. So all these things are noted. So here also there are some disadvantages. There can be a large degree of confusion and logical overview. Okay, there are several problems which may occur when using this method. That is, there is no information on the levels environment. So here you can literally see that in the concept art we can able to see the environment details. But here we are just talking about a floor or something or door, those things. But we are not specifically talking about the environment. So this creates a issue. So these kind of issues should be tackled. So the emotional impact is not represented. So there is no temporal data. There is no room for unexpected result. If there is unexpected result, if the player is defeated by the god, what happens? It kind of looks like a cycle thing. So which we should be avoiding. So all these things should be avoided. Okay. Now we will talk about 5-act progressions in level design. We will talk about 5-act progressions in level design. So this is kind of a act based scenario where which we will be using a kind of act to document the level design. Okay, so we will take a Halo for example. So why? Because this has a even though certain amount of freedom is there in the game, we can roam many places, all these things, but still the story progression is based on linear. So the game is linear based structure. So we need to follow a particular predefined determined goals. We need to follow a particular set of gameplay. Okay, so we cannot deviate from that. Okay, so this is what we will be going to see in this particular gameplay. So for example, capturing the flag. Okay, so here in the act 1 we will be introducing the master chief and who is the protagonist. So through exposure, so and we will be trying to learn about his background story, the story's environment will be learned from, and it's kind of a story. So it follows one after another. So one act to another. So it is interconnected. So first the explore the particular person will be showcased, the player will be showcased, then the background story will be showcased, then story's environment will be seen. So then we will come to know that he is a soldier and correct action takes place on a broad spaceship. So what kind of activity is happening? It will be picturized. Okay. So then these functions, this catalyst that escalate the story takes the form of an alien attack on the spaceship. That particular moment where if we are going to see where these particular acts are happening, alien is going to attack a particular ship, and all these things are going to happen. So then comes the second act where the rising action. So it serves as a vehicle for introducing elements to the game. Okay, that have a do that will which will deepen the experience. So the player will be landing on the alien structure, Halo, and he need to learn how to combat the resident hostile alien forces. How we can how they can able to combat the particular alien which is going to attack you back. So then we will be learning about the backstories of the conflict, why this particular conflict is happening. So Mass Effect is a good example in storytelling. So it will be Mass Effect 3. So it will be starting when the particular planet will be attacked by a zombie like alien. Okay, then you come to know that the invasion is going to happen. It is going to destroy the whole universe, whole galaxy. Okay, so all these things will affect. Okay, so by seeing to this, uh, so by seeing to this, we can able to say that the storytelling should be follow in a pretty much in a uh, straightforward way. Okay, it should have a continuity. At the end, it is a whole war is going to happen. So that is where the end point is. Okay, so here in Halo, then comes the climax. This is the turning point. In the climax of Halo, the player learns that far greater powerful aliens are there, okay, who is more danger than what they are fighting for. So where there is a viral life form which is flood, it infects and takes over others' life. For example, it ends up corrupting and controlling its victim. And it is seen that both the aliens and humans have been affected by this virus. Their threat lies in infecting entire planet. So all these things, this is the climax, which is leading to the next part. Okay, so how this particular story will be developed into the next part. So all these things will be seen. Okay, so then comes the falling action. So which defines the player's epic struggle to contain the threat of the flood. And then comes this catastrophe, which is the final act. So we know that as per the story, the Master Chief is successful in the main goal, stopping the flood from spreading and destroying the Hollow. Then comes the final outcome of the story, centered on the personal survival of the hero. So that in the Mass Effect, it is seen that the particular character didn't survive. But at the last cut, there is seen that one stones are rumbling out. So we might see that they have survived. It's a kind of a suspense which is kept. So this is what we can able to see from this game stories. How we can able to design this. How we can able to describe this. So then comes the event diagram. What type of event diagram? What type of graphical representation of the content in the level of a diagram can be portrayed, can be represented? So what includes the representation of ranging from emotional impact to the duration, combinations of several factors. There are many elements we can able to include in these kind of diagrams. Okay, for example, type of event, duration of event, chronology, impact. Okay, so for example, type of event. So type of event can consist of the gameplay events which can be entered by the level designer at a particular moment. Okay, so this can be very important unique moment to more generic or thing which is occurring as per the script. Okay, so new skill introduction, boss encounter, pickup happy, master key found. So all these things, these are some examples of gameplay event. So which is type of event? Okay, so alternatively we can complement less specific event description can be like combat or puzzle, which can be of even more good overview in a telling the level content. So level even duration means, So it is like a data can never to it is like unlikely that this data can ever be extracted. It is still possible to convey helpful information. So, for example, show duration in relation to other events, show pattern in gameplay that may be problematic, like a sequence of long and low impact gameplay. They can indicate a section of gameplay that player might find boring. The precise information alongside specific description such as short, medium, long. For example, we are telling the hard level, medium level. So you tend to complete this level. You can complete this level. For example, in Witcher you would have seen, the player is in this particular level, this particular quest can be completed, or else it will be very hard to defeat that particular uh, character or boss. So these things can be these kind of things can be included. Okay, so then the chronology. Okay, so this can be said that even varying free form of the games with the non-linear structures, things can be often within a create certain sequence. Skill tree is a very good example. So once one skill is obtained, another branches can be created. Specific type of creatures may unlock new skills, buying new gear. Okay, so a particular, if it's a orc, it can acquire particular item. If it's a human, it can acquire a particular item. If it's a elf, it can acquire a particular item. This depends on the character. Okay, then comes the impact value, so emotional value. Okay, emotional impact on a value term. How do we measure that? Okay, especially in instance where one player subjected experience may differ from other player. Okay, so that type of experience are there. Okay, so what kind of impact it is having, emotional impact is having. Okay, all these things can be described by using color coding, so column height. Okay, so by numbering these things, each event in level. Okay, so all these things can be summarized. Okay, so this is how we can able to see that what kind of, for example, in FIFA or sports game or online game, we can able to see that our heartbeat increases depending on due to certain scenarios. So how these things can be rated, how these can be things can be done with respect to the game. So this thing, this in the level design, you can see here. This is where this is Assassin's Creed image, so which is taken from this particular website as referred. The cartridge to this, and you can see that there is a green patch. So this is where we can use to climb or walk or anything. Okay, we can climb here, but we can use this to walk or do certain action. This is actually mapped in certain way that this is documented in such a way that we have given a particular color to identify this. Okay, so and this is the first level. So this was taken from ArtStation artwork. It's a kind of analysis depending on the Assassin's Creed. So here you can see here there is a green patches where we can hide. All these blue information to tend to see that we can walk, climb, we can interact with this, and you can see that there are certain red interaction, we can attack these things. Okay, there is a yellow. So all these things can be used for interacting purpose, so which will help us to interact with this. This is the first level, so you can see that these characters are low in information, textures or anything it might be. So you can really see that they will be testing out that whether these things can be possible, these kind of activities can be possible. So this will be tested by the people. So and then once it is done, once it is having without all these mechanisms are working correct. So if he is walking in the, he don't want to fall down, So if he is going to get hidden in this grass, he don't want to get identified by the God. So all these things will be seen whether it is working, the mechanism, the physics is working. So then they will come to conclusion, okay, this can be implemented or it will be implemented with a other 3D rendered object. Okay.